Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see by title, we are going to talk about Hollywood, unfortunately, and how Hollywood is out of touch with reality. They have always been out of touch with reality, but at this point, is this just too much? You're just an actor, you're an artist, and some of you are even great artists. I mean, Robert De Niro, right? He's amazing. I used to love him so much, but then he got the syndrome, the Trump arrangement syndrome. And now when I look at him, I don't see, the old big star that is really famous all around the world, worshipped even. Now I see just ridiculousness. Is that a word? I hope it is. But you know what I mean? It's just so out of hand that celebrities think they are just better than everyone everywhere and that they can talk down on people. The thing is, I started like when the big pandemic started in 2020. All the celebrities were teaching us how to wash our hands and how to do this and that and what we shouldn't do and what we should do. And I unfollowed so many of them on Instagram because it was really ridiculous. I felt like a child, not even a child. I felt like a bad child, like a stupid person that doesn't know how to live, doesn't know how to do things properly. And I had to look up to the celebrities to teach me that. And I was like, no, I am unfollowing all of you. This is disgusting. And how dare you, how dare you? And the fact that people still, look up to them, like many people still look up to them, it's really insane to me. There are some celebrities out there where you can say, okay, they're actually balanced in their views of politics and of, in general, world issues, and they really don't push their opinion onto others. But still, I don't think you should worship any celebrity or that you should have that such high opinion of them because you don't know them. How can you have such high opinions of people you don't know? I don't understand. I mean, when you're younger, you're lost, you don't know better, sure. But when you grow up a bit, like, think about it, you don't know these people. So I guess just be careful out there who you follow, because apparently, especially in the United States, a lot of celebrities can or could sway the vote in one direction, which is really insane to me. Like Beyonce comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna vote for her," and then people are like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, okay, it didn't really happen this time, but in previous times, definitely. But yeah, so in this video, as you can see, I have this video next to me. It's about Sharon Stone, who is sharing her political views. It comes from this Instagram person that I follow, Toria Brooke. She uploaded this video. Maybe the video is on other sites as well, but I saw it here first. And yeah, apparently she's saying that Trump won re-election because Americans are untraveled and uneducated. So yeah, as you can see, this video is gonna be a bit more political, but I mean, Hollywood and politics are really are in many dimensions together. You cannot separate one from the other. So I think it's justified for me to make a video on that. But yeah, I mean, let's watch the video first and then talk about it.
Italy has seen these things. You guys, you understand what happens. You have seen this before. My country is in its adolescence.
Okay.
Adolescence is very arrogant.
Sure.
Adolescence thinks it knows everything. Adolescence is naive and ignorant and arrogant.
Wow.
And we are in our ignorant, arrogant
just because
adolescence.
People didn't vote for her choice.
We haven't seen this before in our country. Wow. So Americans who don't travel,
wow,
who 80% don't have a passport,
wow,
who are uneducated are in their extraordinary naivete.
Oh,
What I can say is that the only way that we can help,
wow. I think this is really beyond insulting and ridiculous to the American people. Um, if you know me, like I make jokes about Americans. Not only I make jokes about everyone. I don't like anyone universally. It's not just Americans, but I do think that Americans can be a bit ignorant and live in their own bubble. But I mean, it's their system. They are surrounded by water mostly. Canada is basically America, but way more insane. I mean, what is going on in Canada? And then you have Mexico, which yeah, it's a different thing, but still. But yeah, I mean, America is mostly surrounded by water. They have always been on the top. Like they have this sense of superiority over everyone. And I mean, if you've been on the top for so long, I mean, sure, um, you will be a bit ignorant. You don't really need other countries that much. Um, and your system is built on that America the first, which I mean, if you're American, obviously America is going to be the first country for you. I'm Bulgarian, it's a country in Eastern Europe, so Bulgaria will always be the first for me. I live I'm an immigrant as well, so I live in Germany. I study in another country, which is yeah, but that's my point also. Like America is surrounded by water, and if you compare it to the European countries, because I don't like calling Europe Europe, like it's not like one country. Go learn geography, please. We all different cultures here, but like we can travel more because I mean I drive 4 hours and I can be in Austria, I can be in the Czech Republic, I can be in Switzerland. It's really crazy. So, and I don't even need a passport for that. I just need my ID. But that's my point. Like, I mean, can you really blame Americans for not traveling overseas for thousands of dollars? Like every now and then, I think this is beyond ridiculous. Like even I live here. It's more easy for me, but that doesn't mean I go to like I haven't been to that many countries. Like there are people that go like every month somewhere, which is insane. Like wow, that's a lot of money, especially now, like everything is so expensive. But my point is, just because they haven't traveled, that doesn't mean that they don't know what's good and what's bad. I think this is really insulting. And as I said, I do think that most maybe Americans are a bit ignorant and in their bubble, but I can also understand it. And as I said, why? But to say that they are not able to make a choice on their own just because they haven't traveled and they don't have like all university degrees. It's in every country, even in mine and in Germany as well, where there is a party that's more conservative, more traditional. And then every time they get more votes, like statistics come out and say, oh, these people don't have degrees, they're normal workers. And I'm like, yeah, the people that build your streets, your buildings, like usually people that actually physically go and build them, they don't have the degrees, but that's okay. I mean, does your plumber have a degree? And you cannot live without a plumber. You cannot live without an electrician, and they usually don't have the university degrees. But that's obviously okay. Like they spend way less money, they spend way less time in education, and they can go straight and work and build your roads and build your trains, build your um whatever, your equipment are all built by people without degrees. Yes, the engineers, the architects, sure, but like the person at the bottom, like the normal person that takes the bricks and puts it there, he doesn't have a degree, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know what's good and bad for him. Like under Trump, like you already had him for 4 years, and people saw that, oh, actually prices were good under him. You had a decent life. People were paying for cheap gas and stuff. And I'm not the biggest Trump fan. Like, I understand why people vote for him, and I would have probably voted for him as well. But to say that so condescendingly and from your high horse is just disgusting. But there's more
with these issues
out.
is to help each other. Now, we can't just say that women should help women because that's the only way we have survived so far.
Sure.
We must say that good men must help good men, and those good men must be very aware that a lot of your friends are not good men. And you can't continue to pretend that your friends are good men when they are not good
This is
men.
ridiculous.
And you must be very clear-minded and understand that your friends who are not good men are dangerous, violent men. And you have to keep them away from your daughters, your wives, and your girlfriends with these issues is to help each other.
Wow, I really don't know what to say. I think this is beyond insanity and insulting, as I said, just insulting. And there are people that actually are like, oh my God, good Sharon Stone, just because they voted for, I can assume that Americans voted so because Trump, obviously, he promised. I don't know that if he's gonna keep his promise. I do hope, because this conflict in the East, here in Eastern Europe, should really stop. So many people have lost their lives for literally nothing. There were so many peace talks that could have ended this 2 years ago, but obviously no. Obviously this didn't happen. But yeah, Trump came out say, I'm gonna stop this. So people voted for that because a lot of people from Germany, from France, our tax money, as well as the American tax money, go for the furthering of this conflict here. That's super near me, which yay. Um, but he promised he's not gonna escalate this, and obviously everything is so expensive. So yeah, let's stop giving our money first. Everything is so much higher now. It's not just because of the conflict, but many other things. But this is also one of the reasons. And another reason is I kind of lost my mind. I mean, I did lose my mind. That's true, but I lost my train of thought. But my point is, everything is so expensive, and Americans are also giving their money for something that it's so far away. They like, I don't understand why the American government has to go everywhere and like mingle stop, because at the end of the day, if something happens, it's not America who's gonna, be affected. It's gonna be here, like us, like we are all gonna like go, like we're done. It's insane. It's insane. And that's why people voted for him, because they saw like 4 years back when Trump was president, like you had cheap stuff, you had cheap food, you had cheap gas, and people can tell good from bad just because they're people. They have common sense. They don't need someone higher up to come up and say, oh, this is good for you, this is bad for you. No, like we all have our mind on our own, so we can process things and make decisions based on that process. But let's continue. There is a third part.
Because this is a time when we can no longer look away when bad men are bad.
Wow.
Because this is a time.
There is like this moment of silence where people are like, should we clap? Like, what was this? Wow. But bad men are bad. Wow. And of course there are a lot of comments like talking about this list. Probably there most of them are on it. And not just that. I mean, celebrities are not, in general, not that good people. Like, come on, guys. And the other thing I wanted to share with you that also speaks of this insane culture. Let's see if this is going to work. where I
the
share the
division.
screen. So, okay, this is a commercial. So the other thing I want to talk about is Sebastian Stan and Film Fred, a channel that I really, really like. They talk about movies and news about movies and pop culture. And they've already spoken about the Sharon Stone thing. Um, but they also talked about the fact that because Sebastian Stan, uh, he played obviously Trump in The Apprentice next to Bulgarian, which it's a cool thing, right? Maria Bakalova, she's a Bulgarian, and that's not how I pronounce her name, but that's okay. When I speak English, everything turns into English. But yeah, they made a video. Celebs won't talk to Sebastian Stan because of Trump. And apparently, he wanted to go on this one-on-one actors on actors thing, a program from Variety, and nobody wanted to go and talk to him. And it's not like he invited them to like a political debate. He invited them to talk about acting and movies. Obviously, they would have probably spoken about The Apprentice and about Trump a bit, but you can still go around it. Like you can, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just still think this is so insane that so many people are just so scared to go near any Trump topic. And here he talks about it, I think.
To do it with me because they were too afraid
Oh my God.
to go and talk about this movie, so I couldn't do it.
Exactly.
You know, and it doesn't matter. That's okay. It's not. That's not to point a finger at anybody. You know, not to do a lot of great things, but and that's not pointing at anyone specific. It was we couldn't get past the publicists or the people representing them because it was too afraid to talk about this movie. And it's like that's when I think we lose the situation because if
Exactly. That's my point. Like, it has gotten really out of hand that people are so afraid to go near these topics. And I mean, I don't know. It's not like Trump is the best person. It's not like I love Trump. I really was disappointed when 2020 happened and he took some decisions I wasn't really okay with. But more or less, I mean, his presidency was more or less really a successful one, especially for the United States. And I mean, I don't have a problem with America first. I mean, will America first maybe have negative consequences on the economies of other countries because everything is all intertwined and Trump wants to put some tariffs and things? Yeah, but I mean, Trump is the president of the United States of America. Like, obviously, he wants to do what's best for them. Like, I wish we had a president in Germany or a prime minister or in Bulgaria that, would do what's best for our people. But yeah, we don't do that. Uh, but I wouldn't be mad, if Trump says, yeah, I'm gonna do that and that. I don't care about the other countries because it's his own country, it's his own people. Like the people who voted him in expect results, right? And you already had 4 years of him. So, and what happened? I mean, I see this TikTok video. I mean, I'm not on TikTok, but they're like TikTok videos or Instagram reels where people are crying, losing their minds over Trump winning. And I think that's a mental health issue or whatever. Like you cannot like have this response to someone winning an election. um Yeah, I mean, in my country, in the last 3 years, we had like 7 elections because they cannot make a government, which thank God, because they're all awful. Don't do a government, it's gonna get worse. Um, but yeah, I mean, I get mad, like I get angry, oh my God, them again and stuff. But I don't cry and have a tantrum and like behave as if the world is ending. Like, at the end, God wins. Jesus Christ wins. So it's all good. But that's my point. Like, Sebastian Stan, he is just as any other celebrity. I bet he's very liberal, but because of that issue, because well, it's not even an issue. He just portrayed a character. Like he didn't say, "Oh my God, I love Trump. Let's go MAGA thing." No, he just went and portrayed a character. Like, and I bet that they thought that with this movie, he's gonna be like, he's gonna lose voters or stuff. But no, like I think I really, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Like Americans live in a bubble. Like you don't see people from the European countries really behaving that insanely, like crying, cutting their hair off, like doing all the stuff. Like, yeah, American, just like, come on, come on. I know that they're very based people there. Like I follow some, so there are normal people everywhere, but we're all just silent, we just want to do our own thing. But yeah, I don't know, it's getting harder, or maybe it will get easier for Americans. I don't know. I hope Trump keeps all his promises, but yeah, this time it kind of feels different. Maybe he won't. I do hope, because this conflict there needs to stop. And it's not just, yeah, okay, it's getting political, so let's just stop here, because I always talk too much. But yeah, Sebastian Stan based, he came out, he was like, listen, like, get a life, more or less. And Sharon Stone, wow, speechless. Do let me know down below what you think of this Hollywood and politics situation, the TDS syndrome, crazy stuff out there.